Strong earnings send ripples through the markets, but could big tech create a splash? Welcome to Market Insight, I'm Peter Devlin. Earnings season is in full swing and tech giants are in the waiting room. Big banks posted some convincing numbers for the September quarter, painting an optimistic outlook, while Tesla surprisingly delivered a blowout quarter. But with 5 of the Magnificent 7 club of high flyers reporting next week, will the results make or break Wall Street? Joining me now to talk about all that is Melissa Otto, Head of TMT Research at S&P Global Visible Alpha. Welcome, Melissa. Thank you very much for joining us. So let's start with Alphabet. Has been consistently double beating Wall Street projections for both EPS and revenue. That's over the past 4 quarters. Can we expect the same?
Thank you. It's great to be here. Alphabet should be a really interesting one. Will their search business continue to drive resilience in their core business? But the area of the business that we're really watching is the cloud. The cloud business is one where we're expecting, based on Visible Alpha consensus, to see over $40 billion in revenues and to see that margin continue to grow. Currently for the quarter, consensus is expecting 10.4% margin, and for that to expand to 11% for the full year. This is where consensus is at the moment. Will that continue to jump to 15-20%, pushing it closer to where AWS and Azure margins are?
On to Meta next, and expectations are high. Melissa, in your notes, you highlighted that the projected losses from its Reality Labs division for 2024 has not changed since last quarter. Will the cash burn for Meta's VR endeavors significantly weigh on its performance?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question with Meta. They've been investing pretty significantly in their in Llama for their open source AI and in their wearables business that both find themselves in the Reality Labs business segment. And that segment, it's seen its losses moderate, but the question is going forward, is that going to continue to pick up again as the company continues to invest? Now, one of the big questions coming out of Meta Connect, their big developer conference, was, will the wearables start to scale in a way that enables them to break even? I mean, we really haven't seen the wearables business drive any sort of meaningful earnings growth for the business, but are we starting to get to a point where maybe that could be the case with their Quest headset and some of the other technology that they showcased at Meta Connect?
So continually this earnings season, we have seen price-conscious consumers opting for the cheaper alternative. So will Amazon's online retail strength be dented, especially as we approach the critical holiday selling period?
Yeah, Amazon's an interesting one. They had a tough quarter last quarter where we saw some volatility in the stock price. Now coming into this quarter, it'll be interesting to see how that North America margin essentially comes out in the earnings release. Right now, what we've seen in our numbers is that number jumping around a little bit. Last quarter, this coming quarter was expected to be 6.2%. It's now dropped down to about 5.7%. So we're seeing a little bit of volatility in terms of the expectations around the margin. And then for the full year, expecting that to be around 6%. So the question around Amazon's North America business is, can that really get to around a 10% margin? That would be a pretty positive outlook for them.
So finally, Melissa, let's end with Apple. Its new iPhones got off to a strong start in China. According to some recent data, we saw its sales rising 20% in their first 3 weeks since their launch. But you do expect total revenues to tick down from last quarter. So where is the weak link for Apple?
Right now, based on Visible Alpha consensus, we're seeing some volatility in expectations around the iPhone units. Initially, at the beginning of last quarter, that was expected to be around 53 million units. Now it's dropped back down to 51 million units. So I think, you're seeing some expectations shuffling around in terms of what the market is expecting for iPhone sales coming out of this quarter. I think what's going to be really interesting is seeing what the company actually says about next quarter. The holiday selling season is an important one for Apple, and certainly China is a key market.
Melissa Otto of S&P Global Visible Alpha, thank you very much for your thoughts. And that's Market Insights. Don't forget, you can watch more videos on Reuters.com.